Top 10 rappers that fell off, part 1. Alright, starting off with honorable mentions. There was only one, and that's no other than Quan. And to be honest, he was never on to begin with. This thing is completely irrelevant right now. That nigga is trash. That nigga fell off to the bottom pit of the earth, bro. That nigga is no longer irrelevant. No one knows who he is at all, bro. If I search up his name, nothing pops up. That nigga is completely garbage, bro. I'm glad he stopped making music. Alright, coming at number 10, we got no other than Designer. Back in 2016, this nigga dropped the biggest song in the whole world, and that shit was called Panda, and that shit was completely ass. I don't know how niggas like that song back in the day, bro. Back in 2016, I was about in 6th grade, 7th grade, but I kept hearing that shit. I wanted to cut up my ears, bro. That shit was fucking ass. I don't know how people listen to that shit. I'm glad he fell off, because that shit was completely ass. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with a rare disease called OHW, aka one hit wonder disease. He dropped Panda, and he dropped the album right after that. Because of course, if you drop a single and it does good, you're gonna have to drop an album. That's how it works. And I don't even think his album went gold or even bronze. That shit went three-time paper plate. Coming at number 9, we got Lil Pump. And this one hurts my heart, because Lil Pump, he had a very good run from 2016 to early 2018. And I can't even lie. On my way to school, I was really bumping this nigga Lil Pump in my headphones, bro. I could be looking mad all day, looking like a menace. But my headphones, bro, I was listening to Lil Pump, bro. Like, for example, this nigga had songs like D-Rose. I love it with Kanye West. And that song that ruined his whole career, Gucci Gang. But all thanks to the top 3 GOAT, J. Cole, because he put the nail in the coffin to end this nigga's bum-ass nigga career, bro. This nigga Lil Pump, I'm glad his career is dead. Because ain't no way right now, 2024, that Gucci Gang song like Gucci Gang and D-Rose is gonna be popping. Ain't no way. Coming at number 8, we got Meek Mill. And Meek Mill, in my eyes, he really never fell off, in my opinion. Because he got decent songs, he got a couple good albums, and in terms of new music that he's dropping, I don't know, bro. That shit kind of iffy. And with all them Dilla allegations, aka Diddy allegations, that he's been facing this whole past week, I think, past 2 weeks, I don't know. I mean, that could be a reason this nigga falls off. Just because of that, those allegations coming out, that could be a possible reason to fall off. That's why he's coming at number 8. But I don't even blame him, though. I really like Meek Mill. He got good tunes, so he's safe right here. Coming at number 7, we got NBA Youngboy. Now, I mean, Youngboy, he a good artist, man. Not gonna lie. I don't even think he's ever gonna fall off. Like, in the next 10 years, he's never gonna fall off. Wanna know why? Because he got good albums. He got good singles here and there. He got good features with good artists that's gonna make longevity music. But the only reason why I'm saying he's falling off, because he's dropping too much music. We're dropping way too much music that nobody's listening to. Like, nobody's listening to music that he's putting out now. But before, everybody's listening to that music, because he's dropping consistently, not 30 songs in one album. Like, no one's doing that shit, man. Number 6, we got Rich Homie Quan. Now, ever since this nigga fell off or fell out with Young Thug, or aka Slime Mafia, no, not Slime Mafia, YSL, Young Slime, whatever them niggas called. Whenever they fell out, his distant career never been the same. Rich Homie Quan, he had one good song, and that was with Young Thug and Birdman, dumb niggas right there. So I haven't listened to any of this nigga's music. This nigga's trash in my opinion, but I'm glad he's doing well for himself in this day and age, because, you know, you gotta be doing well for yourself. You gotta get that bread. Shit like that. Coming at number 5, we got Bobby Shmurda. Now, this nigga had one of the craziest songs before he went to jail. One of the craziest songs before he went to jail. That shit was called Hot Nigga. And that shit was hot, my nigga. Right? That was corny. I should never said that. But, unfortunately, he went to jail for 7 years. And that shit plummeted his career. That shit this nigga digged up his own grave and he laid in it. Because when he came out of jail, he didn't drop no good tunes at all, bro. At all. his run out of prison was completely ass. He could have had the opportunity to make some good albums, a good album, or he dropped some good tunes, some good songs right after prison, but he chose not to, because unfortunately he saw a Diddy associate while in prison, and that Diddy associate, he had to Diddy him, if you know what I mean. But don't get me wrong, like, niggas still listen to a hot nigga on mute. Coming at number 4, we got no other than The Baby. Back in 2019, The Baby had one of the craziest music runs ever. He was dropping banger after banger, all leading up to his albums called Baby on Baby and Kirk. 2019 was a really good year for The Baby. He was the hottest rapper at the time. In my opinion, I thought there was no way this thing could probably fall off, right? But unfortunately, this nigga had to say some bullshit at Rolling Loud on stage in front of a live audience.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if your pussy smell like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas,
lights up.
Fellas, if you ain't sucking nigga dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the air.
Let's be real about this shit.
Yeah, keep it fucking real.
Some of y'all niggas suspect as a motherfucker. Let's be real.
This nigga said the most diabolical shit ever, saying whatever that came to his mind on stage in front of all those people in the crowd. Now that caused mayhem. That shit was all over Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you watch your social media pages. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a free country. You can say whatever the fuck you want. But The Baby was the biggest rapper at that time. He was at the top of the mountain. So for him to say some bullshit like that was a big mistake, because that unfortunately caused his career to collapse. Like, in my opinion, 2019 The Baby was low-key similar to 2015 Stephen Curry, because ain't no way both of them niggas was missing. All of them niggas was making their shots, dropping good music back to back to back. Like, ain't no way they could miss. But now, unfortunately, The Baby went from 2015 Curry to 2024 Steve Nash. That nigga fell the fuck off, bro. Unfortunately, it's a sad sight to see. Also, back in 2019, another rapper dropped the album on December 6, 2019, which blew the fuck up. One of the best albums of the 2010s. This nigga dropped one of the best albums of the 2010s. That shit blew the fuck up. It took over the rap industry by storm, bro. That album was a very good album. And it's no other than Roddy Ricch. Please excuse me for being antisocial. Roddy Ricch and The Baby really had 2019 and 2020 in the chokehold, because all I heard on the internet was their music. That's it. I heard no one else's music in 2020 besides Lil Baby with My Turn, but that's a different story for a different section of the same video. Now, since his album did drop in 2019, at the end of 2019, it fell over into 2020. So basically, this nigga took over 2 years in one, basically. Now, Roddy Ricch, in my opinion, his music run was equivalent to 2000 Shaq, Michael Jordan in 1996, and LeBron in 2018, for real. Like, can't lie. Can't be mad at me for saying those comparisons, because it's very accurate. However, whatever's up must come down. Whenever you drop a good album and that shit takes off to the moon, and they proceed to drop a mediocre album, basically a bad album that doesn't sell as half as your other album did, you're gonna fall off, bro, because niggas not gonna fuck with the album that you just dropped, and they're gonna start comparing it to the last album you dropped and start looking at you weird and funny, seeing that you fell off, this and that, all that crazy shit. But honestly, I don't know. I don't even know why Roddy Ricch fell off. Maybe he didn't want to be in the spotlight too much. Maybe he wanted to make a ton of money and go ghost. But nonetheless, Roddy Ricch fell the fuck off, and his last album was dog shit. Coming at number 2, we got Polo G. Not gonna lie, Polo G fell the fuck off, bro. Not even gonna lie to you, gang. And I say this because this nigga dropped some bullshit called Sorries and Ferraris. And from that point on, I already knew this nigga music career was getting dry, but I already knew it. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, Polo G got great tunes. He got great music. He got very good albums. He got good singles, songs. He got albums that went multi-platinum. multi-gold. He got songs that went multi-platinum and multi-gold. So he solidified himself as a good rapper already. So I don't really have to say too much. But from what I'm seeing, as his recent music is dropping, bro, that shit is just hitting the same, bro. Like, I don't know, something is just off about him, bro. I don't even know. And last but not least, coming at number 1, we got no other than Lil Baby. Now, this one is the most disappointing because Lil Baby, in my opinion, I might call some like disruption in the universe, but he's our generation's Jay-Z. Like, let's be for real. If we take a look at both of their discographies, the albums they put out, they both dropping banger after banger each year or the same year that they dropping. Collabing with other artists, making fire music, making fire songs. That's gonna be other albums that other people could hear, stuff like that. They starting their own collective. They starting their own record labels, doing this shit like that. Being on top of the rap game, being on top of the mountain of the rap game, controlling the industry, taking the industry by storm, bro, and doing it for such a long time, for like a good run, maybe like 5 to 10 year run, stuff like that. However, unlike Jay-Z never had these allegations of him falling off or he's not himself, he's doing bad, his album sales are dropping, none of that. But Lil Baby, he got them allegations. He got them. Yo, what happened to Lil Baby? Why not the same? Why is music sound the same? Shit like that. Now, when he dropped It's Only Me back in 2022, I thought to myself, yo, this album is alright. Like, it's not a bad album. It was cool. It was a cool album. I had no problem with it. But when he started dropping his singles called Okay and Crazy, I started getting a little worried because I'm like, what the fuck? What is this nigga doing dropping bullshit like this? I'm like, they might have had to clone this nigga, bro, because this is not the same Lil Baby, bro, like at all. But that's it for today's video, man. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share this video.
Nigga!